Harry, on the other hand, was going to Stonewall High, the local comprehensive. Dudley thought this was very funny. "They stuff people's heads down the toilet first day at Stonewall," he told Harry. "Want to come upstairs and practice?" "No, thanks," said Harry. "The poor toilet's never had anything as horrible as your head down it. It might be sick." Then he ran before Dudley could work out what he'd said. Harry jumped to his feet just as a jeering voice floated across the lawn. "I know what day it is," sang Dudley, waddling towards him. The huge eyes blinked and vanished. "What?" said Harry, not taking his eyes off the spot where they had been. "I know what day it is," Dudley repeated, coming right up to him. "Well done," said Harry. "So you've finally learned the days of the week." It was Rita Skeeter. She was wearing acid green robes today. The Quick Quotes quill in her hand blended perfectly against them. "Congratulations, Harry," she said, beaming at him. "I wonder if you could give me a quick word. How you felt facing that dragon? How you feel now about the fairness of the scoring?" "Yeah, you can have a word," said Harry savagely. "Goodbye." And he set off back to the castle with Ron. "Why were you lurking under our window?" Yes, good point, Petunia. What were you doing under our window, boy?" "Listening to the news," said Harry in a resigned voice. His aunt and uncle exchanged looks of outrage. "Listening to the news? Again?" "Well, it changes every day, you see," said Harry. "Don't you be clever with me, boy. I want to know what you're really up to. And don't give me any more of this listening to the news tosh. You know perfectly well that your lot—" "Careful, Vernon," breathed Aunt Petunia, and Uncle Vernon lowered his voice so that Harry could barely hear him. "That your lot don't get on our news." "That's all you know," said Harry. The Dursleys goggled at him for a few seconds. Then Aunt Petunia said, "You're a nasty little liar. What are all those—" She too lowered her voice so that Harry had to lip-read the next word. "Owls doing if they're not bringing you news?" "Aha!" said Uncle Vernon in a triumphant whisper. "Get out of that one, boy. As if we didn't know you get all your news from those pestilential birds." Harry hesitated for a moment. It cost him something to tell the truth this time, even though his aunt and uncle could not possibly know how bad he felt at admitting it. "The owls aren't bringing me news," he said tonelessly. "I don't believe it," said Aunt Petunia at once. "No more do I," said Uncle Vernon forcefully. "We know you're up to something funny," said Aunt Petunia. "We're not stupid, you know," said Uncle Vernon. "Well, that's news to me," said Harry, his temper rising, and before the Dursleys could call him back, he had wheeled about, crossed the front lawn, stepped over the low garden wall, and was striding off up the street. Harry looked around. He had expected this, but that did not make the sight of Draco Malfoy smirking at him from between his cronies Crabbe and Goyle any more enjoyable. "What?" he said aggressively, before Malfoy could open his mouth. "Manners, Potter, or I'll have to give you a detention," drawled Malfoy, whose sleek blonde hair and pointed chin were just like his father's. "You see, I, unlike you, have been made a prefect, which means that I, unlike you, have the power to hand out punishments." "Yeah," said Harry, "but you, unlike me, are a git. So get out and leave us alone." His shield charm was so strong, Snape was knocked off balance and hit a desk. The whole class had looked round and now watched as Snape righted himself, scowling. "Do you remember me telling you we are practicing non-verbal spells, Potter?" "Yes," said Harry stiffly. "Yes, sir." "There's no need to call me sir, Professor." The words had escaped him before he knew what he was saying. Several people gasped, including Hermione. Behind Snape, however, Ron, Dean, and Seamus grinned appreciatively. One by one, Snape extracted Harry's books and examined them. Finally, the only book left was the potions book, which he looked at very carefully before speaking. "This is your copy of Advanced Potion Making, is it, Potter?" "Yes," said Harry, still breathing hard. "You're quite sure of that, are you, Potter?" "Yes," said Harry, with a touch more defiance. "This is the copy of Advanced Potion Making that you purchased from Flourish and Blots?" "Yes," said Harry firmly. "Then why," asked Snape, "does it have the name Runil Waslib written inside the front cover?" Harry's heart missed a beat. "That's my nickname," he said. "Your nickname?" repeated Snape. "Yeah, that's what my friends call me," said Harry.